I've got nothing in the will, nothing, and he was worth £33 million.
I'm divorced.
Regret post-divorce. If I could go back knowing what I know now, I would never have downloaded a dating app or ever gotten on one.
That first woman's reaction is genuinely heartbreaking. Rather than grieving the loss of her husband, her main concern is the inheritance and the fact that she isn't getting any money. But today's video features some of the wildest relationship and divorce clips I've come across online, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single one.
Job as an electrician where he was making over 6 figures a year to work a minimum wage job at a fast food place just so he wouldn't have to pay me $3,000 a month in child support. Is that not ridiculous? He would rather take a massive pay cut than to give me money to pay for his kids. I'm just so pissed right now because how the fuck am I going to pay for my mortgage? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? And you can tell me to go get a job, but then who's going to watch my kids? Because putting my kids in daycare is going to cost more than my freaking house. So what am I supposed to fucking do? He's trying to act like he should only be responsible for 50% of the kids' expenses, and he doubts that they cost $6,000 a month. But I'm like, sir, I am doing 100% of the raising. I feed these kids every night. I put them to bed. I wake them up in the morning. I get them dressed. You're not doing any of that. So you should be 100% taking care of them financially. I told him when we first got together I was never going to get a job and he was going to have to take care of me, and he was okay with that. But now we're divorced and he's saying that he shouldn't be paying my bills.
It's easy to understand why most ex-husbands wouldn't be happy about giving up around 40% of their paycheck, especially since that can feel even more significant after taxes. From what we heard, his ex-wife also kept the house, which means she has that asset, but she'll still need to work and manage the ongoing costs of owning and maintaining it.
This ex-wife sued her former husband because he won $40 million.
He won $40 million on Tuesday, Your Honor. We didn't sign the final decree until Friday. We are still legally married.
I filed the separation papers 3 days before I bought that ticket. She moved out a month ago. I bought it with my own money.
A filing is just paperwork, Judge. Under state law, all income is a marital asset until the judge signs.
Ma'am, you are correct that the final decree wasn't signed. However, the legal date of separation permanently severs the community estate. That ticket is his sole property. You get nothing. Case dismissed.
It's honestly unbelievable how confident she was walking into court, convinced she was about to receive $20 million of his winnings. Instead, the outcome didn't go the way she expected. Credit to the man for standing by his position, and to the judge for applying the law based on the facts presented.
Single moms, I don't understand the issue with these men. We're talking men in their late 30s, like 38, 39, and as soon as you mention you've got children, they don't want to fucking know. And I don't get it. And then they go simping over 21-year-olds. And that's because they've got no responsibility. The free-spirited to get to do whatever the hell they want, and it makes them look good and feel better about themselves. There is nothing wrong with dating a single mother. Like, my kids are practically teenagers. Well, my daughter is. She's nearly 16. My son's nearly 11. If anything, I've got more free time now opposed to what I had 4 years ago. This whole stigma of, like, dating someone with kids has really, really got to stop. Like, it's wrong. It really is wrong. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm 33 years old. I know what I want. I'm responsible. I do a pretty good job raising my children on my own. I've been single 4 years. What's the problem?
There will always be a significant number of men who choose not to date single moms, and that's entirely their personal preference. Everyone is free to have their own standards and dating choices, just as this woman is entitled to have her own preferences when it comes to relationships.
Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. This one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself. And which was supposed to be soft and comfortable for me, my pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left.
At its core, this is a pretty sad realization. At least she's now recognizing that something was missing and that she wasn't truly fulfilled before. Whether that insight comes too late is another question, but it's clear the relationship ultimately didn't last since the marriage ended in divorce.
Why is the house still in his mama name? I just got back from reviewing a divorce petition. I asked the client specifically, is the house in your name? He's like, yeah. It's been my house since my mother passed away. Me and my wife have been living in this house. Several red flags for it. Something told me, do a title report. Go to Data Tree, pull his title history. The house is not in his name. It's still in his mother's name. No affidavit, no transfer of death, nothing. So now, in the middle of a divorce, that they were going to already sell the property, which that's what they hired me for. Now his mother's estate has to go into probate because the house has never been legally transferred. It's still in his mother's name. On top of the fact that community funds have been used to pay the mortgage, get things fixed and everything for several years. Several years.
This man made a decision that many people would consider a smart financial move, and judging by her reaction, it seems the woman may be regretting how things turned out. Situations like this are one reason some people look for ways to protect their assets before or during marriage, whether through legal planning, ownership structures, or other financial safeguards in case of a divorce.
Decided me and my boyfriend are probably going to have to break up. I've just been getting a ton of red flags from him lately, and today was my last straw. He took it upon himself to plan our entire Valentine's Day plans. He didn't ask me once, what I wanted to do. I was going through his phone to, be psycho, and I saw, everything that he had planned, and when I saw it, I was disgusted. For starters, the restaurant he booked was 4.9 stars, and if I would have taken Instagram pictures there and my friends looked the place up and saw that, I would have been humiliated, 5 stars or nothing. Then I saw he ordered me red roses. How basic can we be? He knows I like pink, he knows I like light purple, he just doesn't think about me.
The reaction in the comments of this video just demonstrates the gaping wide difference between how women think versus how men think. Because women in the comments are saying that this is absolutely a joke, and it's actually a way of this lady bragging on her man without sounding like a gross lady hyped up on love. But then there's men in the comments that are taking it very seriously. They're saying that she does not appreciate her man and that her man deserves better. So guys, what do you think?
Whether it's a joke or not, it's interesting to see people from both sides of the comments largely agreeing that, if the situation is real, she's not treating him fairly. Based on what's shown, he appears to have put a great deal of thought into what he planned for her. If the story is accurate, it's understandable why some viewers would see her reaction as unappreciated.
The basis for your motion regarding support, ma'am.
The job that I was working, I lost in April, and so my income has declined, and I'm asking for an adjustment in the child support amount due to the changes in income.
And ma'am, are you working then at this time or not working?
I am not. I've been looking for a job all summer because there's no jobs available in my expertise, my certification within 100 miles, and I wasn't able to apply to the ones that are outside the area because I asked and he said we couldn't move over 100 miles.
Mr. Jarvie, anything you want to say in response to her motion regarding child support?
During the summer and early fall, I did forward to her some job opportunities. I also encouraged her to be a substitute teacher. They're very desperate to find teachers, especially in Gaylord schools where I work. They have a shortage there. She chose not to pursue that as an option. I believe Miss Aber needs to get a job, some kind of job. She doesn't seem to be real eager to pursue anything right now in terms of work. And so asking me for more money solely based on the fact that she's not working, I don't think is fair and equitable at this time.
Is there anything you want to say before I make a decision?
I applied for all the jobs. I interviewed for the jobs. I actually interviewed for an assistant program at Gaylord Community Schools, and they were extremely rude to me at the interview, and they did not offer me the assistant job. when I went into interview for that job. But right now I'm also looking for a way that I can get the same amount of money that I had been getting instead of going straight to being a substitute teacher.
All right, well, given that information as to the motion regarding support, at this point, I'm not really inclined to change the.
She's essentially saying she's willing to do whatever it takes to secure that money, based on her own comments that includes pursuing financial support from this man through any available means.
I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee. Biggie had two baddies fighting over him and eating his groceries. And for some reason, men seem to think that I can't find a man that's willing to take me for coffee. And I notice anytime that I post anything about dating, especially on this app, the number one comment that I get is because I'm fat and ugly, that I should be willing to settle for whatever a man is willing to offer me, right? And I always find that interesting because it almost feels like they have this assumption that any man who's trying to date me has never seen me before. And what I noticed from that comment section is a lot of people like coffee dates or ice cream dates or whatever the case may be because it's low effort, low commitment, low risk, and for the men, it's cost effective, right? And a lot of people were trying to compare it to a job interview, right? And I think the part that they are skipping with the job interview is after you submit your resume in the application, if you are deemed worthy, what happens? You get the phone interview. After the phone interview, if the employer deems you worthy enough, then they will invest the resources to fly you out for an in-person job interview. And I feel like a lot of y'all are skipping that step. I feel like a lot of y'all will meet somebody on a dating app on a Wednesday, and by Thursday you are trying to go get coffee, which is why y'all want the low risk, low commitment, cost effective dates, because y'all are not taking the time to have the phone interview. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, my first time having.
In my view, describing dating as low risk and low commitment can come across as reducing the other person to a transaction rather than treating them as an individual. It's also understandable that many men wouldn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a first date before they've had the chance to get to know someone. And if they later feel that money and material expectations are the main focus, they may decide the relationship isn't the right fit for them.
My husband's funeral, which unfortunately I cannot make because obviously I am busy here in Tunisia. I would have loved to have gone. We were together for 17 years. Unfortunately for me, he did decide to die on the week I had planned to come on holiday, so I didn't make the decision not to go because, you know, I need a holiday at the end of the day, and my holiday is way more important than sitting in a church watching people cry. I would love to give him a good send-off, so I'm going to get absolutely drunk tonight with this new guy that I met, and I'm going to raise a glass for you, Jeremy, because you were an amazing husband, very rich. I can't wait to do the will reading when I'm home. I have made sure I'm going to be home in time to do the will reading because I would not miss that for the world, because obviously I am due to get a lot of money and that's a very, very important thing to me. So I hope you have a good funeral stay, Jeremy. Love you. Mwah. All good things have to come to an end. So I did miss my husband's funeral because I was in holiday in Tunisia. I would not have missed my holiday for the world, and I know my husband would have understood because that's just the kind of guy he was. But yes, I have come back from my holiday just to make sure that I got back in time for the will reading, because I am not going to miss that for the absolute world. I have been held captive in the Ukraine for at least a week now, following my holiday in Tunisia, where I did get pregnant with a very well-known married celebrity's baby. However, I am very lucky to have been released just in the nick of time for my husband's will reading, because I do deserve all of that money. I spent 17 years with this man, which is a lot longer than any of his children did. So I deserve the inheritance a lot more than his own children. So I am going to fight the will with lawyers if he has left any of his inheritance to his children, because they do not deserve it, unlike me, who looked after him every single day for 17 years when they were out living their own lives.
Honestly, that video left me speechless. According to the story, She chose not to attend her husband's funeral because she already had a vacation planned, which is a decision many people would find difficult to understand. I think most people, if they learned their spouse had passed away while they were traveling, would likely make every effort to return home as quickly as possible to be there. What stood out even more was that she didn't appear to show much emotion about the situation, making the whole story seem even more surprising.
Divorced, I got $600,000. Yes.
Why?
That was part of our settlement, so I could have taken more, but I didn't, which I'm kind of now regretting a little.
Wait, why could you have taken more and why didn't you?
Well, I could have, because if I were doing like a divorce with like 50-50 split.
Could you have done 50-50 split?
I could have.
So this was a pretty well-to-do person.
Yes. I don't know exactly how much I would have. No, he tried to get me to sign a prenup, and then I didn't sign a prenup, and then he tried to get me to sign a post-nup, and I didn't sign a post-nup.
Post-nup?
Yes. Yeah, we decided in the settlement agreement that I would get $600,000.
Why the f do I have so much debt here? Where did the $600,000 go? When did you get the $600,000?
2 years ago.
Okay, where the f is it?
It's gone. Completely gone.
Into where?
Well, I bought a house.
With the $600,000?
With the $600,000.
Okay, so it's not gone.
It's not gone. Right.
It's tied up?
Well, so I bought a house that was $330,000, and I bought it like outright. So like it's paid in full.
So it goes half the cash.
Yes. But then I bought it sight unseen. And so when we entered the home.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw the outside because I drove by it. But
good, you drove by it.
Yeah. When we entered the home, though, it was in shambles. So we had to renovate it completely. So we saved some money by tearing everything down ourselves, but the renovation was like $100,000.
First of all, the biggest takeaway here is why many people believe having a prenuptial agreement is an important step before marriage. The fact that she reportedly spent $600,000 in just 2 years raises a lot of questions about financial responsibility and decision-making. But guys, make sure you stay until the end because the final clip is something you definitely won't want to miss.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326 a month. Because he's not working. Because he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun. And I asked him how many hours a week he spends working. Or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license, so technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week, approximately, is how many hours he works per week. Grown man. Grown, able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about.
Situations like this are genuinely difficult to watch. What stands out is that, based on the clip, her focus appears to be more on the financial aspect rather than grieving the loss of her husband. It naturally leaves viewers questioning her priorities and whether money played a bigger role in the relationship than it should have. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.